Okay, this is grammar lesson number 17 from chapter 14, number statements. Please make sure you take Cornell notes. If you did not grab a set of Cornell notes, you can do this on a sheet of paper, but please make sure you take good notes and you bring them in tomorrow. So if you have any questions, you may ask for clarification. Okay, so let's kind of review how to make statements or phrases using numbers. So there are 5 cats. Okay, in this case, it'll be 猫が5匹います. Okay, the subject is cat. So you would typically use ga when you use imasu or arimasu. So this is kind of easy. Subject is cat, and then there are 5 of them. So this is the formula. Now, the simple formula for forming phrases, now number statements, would be noun ga, or you could use o. Now this is based on the situation. If it is the focus of the statement, then you use ga. Remember, ga replaces wa. In certain sentence formats like imasu or arimasu, you would use ga versus o. Now, if it is part of a statement, as in saying that I ate, uh, 5 pieces of tonkatsu, in that case, the focus is on you eating, hence you would use o instead. So please make sure you differentiate when you use ga and when you use o when you're making these number statements. So this is the formula. You should already know this, but if not, then here it is again. So let's break it apart. So neko would be the noun, and then gohiki is the number or quantity. Okay, now how can we elaborate more? Because you only know how to say there is this number of A. So you can also add things like saying as many as. So when you want to say as many as, you simply add mo to the number word. So I can own as many as 5 dogs. Okay, so the number word would be 5 dogs. Okay, so the quantity is 5. So 私は犬を5匹も飼えます。Kau means to buy, but in this case it means to own, as in a pet. This is something that we covered in chapter 12, I believe. So if you need a refresher, go back to the verbs to refresh your memory. Okay. So let's take a look at examples. I want you guys to take a moment, pause if you need to try these out. If not, you can try to slowly do them as I go over them because this is still an example section. Okay, so let's slowly start. So, as many as 5 people went to school. First, go ahead and establish what is the subject. So, 5 people went to school. Okay. 5人も学校へ行きました. Now, the assumed subject would be the number of people. So, just people. So 5人も学校へ行きました. In this case, there is nothing that precedes this because that would be the subject and it's assumed. Okay. So next would be she brought as many as 5 books. So brought would be 持ってくる. So in this case, it becomes 彼女は she. 彼女 also means girlfriend, but in this case, you can also use 彼女 as to describe a girl or female. So we're going to use 彼女. 彼女は本を5冊も持ってきました. Now, this is the number phrase that we were talking about. In this case, the subject is not assumed. Well, unlike the first one, it's a little bit different. So the subject is she, and then she brought what? 5 books. So we're going to put the word book in front. For the people one in the prior sentence, you don't have to say people は5人も学校へ来ました. Okay, because it's redundant. We already have the word for person, so we know, right? 5人 is only used for people, so you don't have to say people. You could. It just simply confuses us even more because it's redundant. In this case, satsu, you use them for bound items. So that could be a book, that could be a magazine, that could be a dictionary. That's very ambiguous. So in this case, we want to clarify and say, okay, as many as 5 books. Okay, so you put the word book in front of it. Okay, but once again, after the number phrase or number word, you would use mo after it to say as many as. Next one, I will probably eat as many as 5 pieces of candy. Okay, so pieces of candy, we're not going to express, so I put parentheses in there. So in this case, ame is candy. 私は飴を5個も食べるでしょう. Okay, once again, it's a prediction because it's probably, so you use でしょう. Don't forget, you use the short form for this one. Okay, now what else can you do? Uh, you can say as many as, and you can also say as few as or only. Now in this case, you add shika after the number word, and you also need to turn the predicate into the negative, meaning in this case, usually it would be the verb. So I can own as many as 5 dogs. That was the original statement we had uh, for as many as. So it'll be 私は犬を5匹も飼えます. Okay, now this was the thing that we added. So how would you make this into I can own only 5 dogs. Okay, so of course changing mo and then this part which is the ending to the verb, the predicate. So it'd be しか飼えません. So 私は犬を5匹しか飼えません. Okay, so let's take a look at the example. These are the same statements. So only 5 people went to school. Go ahead and review back and take a look at the examples from the previous exercise and see if you can manipulate those into as few as or only statements. Okay, so the original one for this one, only 5 people went to school. 5人も学校へ行きました. Okay, so once again, we are altering mo and the ending right here. Now this is past tense, so yes, we are making this into the negative of the past tense. So 5人しか学校へ行きませんでした. Okay, she brought as few as 5 books. Okay. 彼女は本を5冊も持ってきました. This one translates to she brought as many as 5 books. Okay, once again, past tense right here. So you would also do the same thing. 彼女は本を5冊しか持ってきませんでした. So this changes to as few as. Last one, I would probably eat only 5 pieces of candy. Okay, 私は飴を5個も食べるでしょう. That was the original one. So you're only going to eat it. So now we have to negate this. Now this one's specific because でしょ is the ending, but when you conjugate this, when you conjugate the short form right here. So this one is a little bit more trickier. So please keep that in mind when you're using でしょ. Specific ending ones, wherever it's appropriate to conjugate it negatively, just make sure you conjugate it correctly. Okay, review your notes, review everything if you are not sure for ones like this. Okay, so let's take a look. So I think the student could only memorize this, could memorize the 7 of the vocabulary. The company has as many as 500 office workers. As few as 6 books were at the library. I know only 2 Japanese people. Okay, I want you guys to go ahead and complete these statements, and I want you to go ahead and review this with your classmate tomorrow and check. Reason why I ask you to do so is you need to make sure you have these answers. And if you start the conversation, I'm hoping that some questions would arise, or maybe you can clarify what you learned from this PowerPoint. So please make sure you complete these 1, 2, 3, 4 for let's take a look questions, and that is also part of your homework. Do not forget to review the kanji for the week as well. You do still have that test next week on Monday, so please keep that in mind. Okay. And that is it. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me through Edmodo, or you can email me as well. Okay, and keep that in mind. Have a nice day.